Alrighty, g'day. It is Saturday night and it's time to collect some more data. So just turning everything on at the moment and getting up and running before we kick into a Lama lab test. So around 45 minutes testing. I'm on the Giant Power Pro tonight again. So Giant Power Pro cranks, the Shimano crank set, the Vero Astigoma Duos, and the Tax Neo. It's the Neo 1, that's the Neo 2 in the picture there, but I'm back on the Neo 1 because Von's got the Neo 2. Alrighty, messages popping up already. Cheers, Paul. He probably doesn't even know he's on YouTube at the same time. So if you have any questions tonight, fire away. I'm always happy for a chat. It makes the time go a lot faster for me, especially for the steady state stuff where it's a little boring and my heart rate goes through the roof. And it's always interesting to see where people are tuning in from, what you're up to, what bikes you ride, and any questions you have on the tech that I have or have covered this week. Yeah, it's all happening. It really is all happening. Recorded a podcast last night with Ray. Our usual Friday night recording session went well. Edited up that, so watch for the Fit File podcast coming out in a day or two. I think it gets released Monday morning. So watch for that. Good banter with Ray. 45 to 50 minutes of what we've been up to, a bit of behind the scenes and some chatter. But all good. So I've got viewers from Sweden, Holland, Croatia, London. Hell yeah! And Veronica Micic from the couch in the other room. Good evening, Veronica. Alrighty, so what we have on the screen here, I have the new companion app loadable. It's the companion app, so I can keep track of things and give ride-ons and things as I go along. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Let me just whack that one. Have the Zwift screen up here. We have the chat screen always on screen because it's about talking and answering questions as I get through all this erg mode session that's coming up. If you have the companion app nearby, you can give me a thumbs up or a ride on, even if you're not on Zwift, and it will pop up on screen. And yeah, let's get through this. Legs aren't feeling it, but I think that's always the excuse that I use, isn't it? The legs aren't there. Okay, so data collection first. Let's have a look at what we've got. I need multiple cameras so you can see all the junk that's going on here. It looks pretty clean, but I won't say it's a mess. It's a technical wonder that all this stuff holds together. So, first one. I'll set up all my Garmin's first. I have Garmin Edge, 3 units to record data from 3 sources tonight. And this is the full Lama lab test protocol. Not sure how well the sprint's going to go. This is more about the steady state stuff in the 200 and 250. So we'll see how they go. So first of all, I've got to kick these off. This is the Edge 520 recording the Giant Power Pro. That's now on. All set to indoor mode, so they're not using GPS. This is the Edge 1030. This is recording the Neo. That's good to go. And because I forgot to charge my 830, I've got a little lipstick battery pack. This is the Astigoma Duos, or for short, whenever I name them, it's always the Ass Duo. So it's the Ass pedals. Ass pedals. ASS, short for Astigoma. These have been zero offsetted a few minutes ago when I put the bike in the room. The bike's been in the room for over 10 minutes. The crankset came in, I've swapped cranks over. I'll make sure everything's stabilized temperature-wise, even though there's active temperature compensation. I'll make sure everything is just as perfect as possible. So that one's on the Ass Duos, and it's go. Okay, cool. So 3 power recording, all on 1 second. And they sit there and record the whole session, and later on, it's over to my favorite website, the DCR Analyzer tool, then line them all up and have a look at how they go. Heart rate is on in recording to those. It's not on screen because I didn't have my heart rate strap on when I paired. So let's jump over here. We press A to get to the pairing screen. A, I think, is for Ant Plus. Heart rate strap's on, done, and we're good. Did you note then when I hit A, you come to a complete stop. If you ever want to stop in Zwift and not go any further, say you want to hit exactly a certain kilometer mark or exactly the same time. My words are getting ahead of me. The same time mark, you can just hit A and it stops everything on the spot. Alrighty, a few questions as I warm up. My thoughts on Merida bikes. Haven't ridden one, sorry. Training on heart rate or power? Well, tonight is purely power. an absolute power. It's not a percentage of FTP. It's not a heart rate. It's not anything. The Lama lab test is just a straight protocol that I've come up with at 200 watt steady state, 250 watt steady state for 10 minutes. Because I think they're probably the most commonly used zones, especially for triathletes. Cyclists and just pure cyclists and competitive cyclists are going to be probably a lot higher than that. But they're the zones most people I think will be working in. And then it's into some overs and unders for 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So, do I know David Betts? No, sorry I don't. You can do a zero offset on Wahoo head units. Zero offsets are sent to the units themselves. So when you do a zero offset, you can do it with anything, either the mobile app, any other head unit, and it's sent to the unit and it remembers that zero offset. So you can zero offset with the phone app and then not have to worry about it with the Garmin if you do it within a certain time period. So offsets are stored on the power meters themselves. Have I ridden Virtua Go? Yeah, I gave Virtua Go a try when they released the Wollonga Hill stage, which is a few hundred k's that way, near Troy Collett's hometown. If Troy will be in the chat here soon, I'm sure. My thoughts on it, I think it's released, programmed around Unity. Sorry, English is not good at the moment. I'm a little hungry. I've got a couple of gels that's like grabbed before this session. I have French toast. Oh, do I eat this live? Hopefully it doesn't come back up. So that engine was based on Unity. And I think a lot of the Unity engines for virtual cycling look very similar. The riders just look a bit wonky. I don't know, we're so used to riding this, it's second nature looking at this stuff. Full gas, yeah, no, Mike and the crew at Full Gas, really well. Yeah, if you're after good, high quality, real life rides, to be familiar with those, definitely an option. They now have the Apple TV app, which makes it a lot more accessible for a lot of people. Jesus. I almost blew a bubble with that. Crikey. French toast energy. I'll give it that. They've nailed the taste. But I'm going to get every calorie out of this one. It says me delaying my warm up. Alright, everything's still recording well. Panos, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Clive watching from an hungover island. Then steer clear of gels if you're hungover. Oh god, I gotta wash that down now. All right, what else is news? We hit 85,000 subscribers on the channel today. That was kind of cool. I'm always surprised at the continual growth of the subscribers. I've been a little quiet lately on the video side of things, but I'm still working my ass off behind the scenes with a lot of this testing and a few other bigger projects that I'm working on. Keep an eye on my Instagram, my Twitter, and a few other sites, because they're easy to post up. I can just, while I'm doing something, I can just throw an image up. Putting a video up takes a long time. So anyway, more soon, plus the podcast. Always tune into the podcast. If you have your phone, such as this, go to your podcasting app here. And what you're after, and hopefully I'm subscribed. There's all my subscriptions to everything. Where are we? Probably won't show up because it's been about 7 days since we released the last one. Anyhow, that's where you want to grab our podcast. It'll sync down to your phone. There we go. Are we on the list of what I listen to? There we go. The Fit 5. Once this loads, I've caught up. Excellent. It does have a picture there. This phone just really gets used, so it hasn't cached that. There we go. It's coming down. Rock and roll, that's what you're after. So Fitfire Podcast, myself and DC Rainmaker, covering what we've done that week, what's coming up, and the beers for the open cave, which is happening soon. Again, listen to our latest podcasts. You'll be all across it. Alrighty, back to some Zwift. Drops the power up. How far are we in? I need to get this erg sesh loaded. Should do some giveaways, yeah! Look, I love the giveaways. I accumulate a lot of stuff and the giveaways are really handy to get rid of those. Postage is a killer. It's an absolute killer from Australia. Posting one GPS to South Africa was $35. Whew. It's almost cheaper for me to buy local and then have it posted there. At the 100,000 subscriber mark, I have had confirmation we will be doing some training giveaways. So that's going to be huge. That will be huge, but I'm a little too far away from that to really start ramping that announcement up. We're still 15,000 away, so that's a while, maybe 6 months plus. We'll see how we go, but keep an eye out for that. Says me, not doing a decent warm-up for this session, so if I press G on the keyboard here, you can see, there's my warm-up. Okay, let's get a few short, sharp efforts in, just so I know what's coming. I always find that's what I did for race day. If you ever hit a heart rate during a race that you didn't hit during a warm-up, it's really uncomfortable. So what you want to do is warm up slowly, not fast like that, but slowly, and just hit that heart rate and then bring it back down, just so you can buffer out that feeling of being uncomfortable. That'll bring it up. Okay. 100,000 on YouTube only. 100,000 other platforms is impossible. Alright, just gonna a little bit of high cadence work. Get the legs going, it's more get the mind going for this. Where can we find a list of all the keyboard shortcuts in Zwift? About 4 years ago, I had a cheat sheet that I used to post around every now and then. That's changed a little bit. I think Zwift Insider, if you type Zwift Insider keyboard shortcuts, I'm sure Eric's got a cheat sheet up there, a table to use. Tour down to 2020, yes, I will be there for sure, always there for the whole week. New TT mode in Zwift, very welcomed. I've got to go back to the Lama drives that we spoke about, what I thought TT mode should be, and see how close it is. I think it's exactly what we talked about already, which is cool. I've got to jump into an event and see what it's about first. I'd like to have some hands-on, rather than just point at a PR sheet and talk about it. That's not cricket. We'll jump in and do one, and we'll film that and live the experience. Flying down from Brisbane for the tour next year. Everyone who gets to the hello power drop. See that? Look at that, bang, right there. Okay, that was everything drop. So that's probably this machine, and the ant stick is way too far away. Crikey, really? What a pain in the ass. Alright. That really is absolute dog's breakfast material when you're trying to get everything set up right and kosher, and that crap happens. I can't point the finger anywhere because we just don't know what's going on. The ant stick though is pretty far away. It's crossing streams with a few other things. Here's my dongle. Let's get that. So lucky that I saw that now rather than halfway through that steady state at about, let's say 19.5 minutes into 20 minutes. That's not the trainer, that's the environment. You can see the heart rate dropping as well, so things are going south, be that whatever else I got set up. It's a reality, isn't it? It's 4 years later plus, and we're still having tech crap like that. Plugging it in is not the answer either. You can't plug a heart rate strap in. You can't plug a pedal-based power meter in, and we don't have problems with pedal-based power meters or crank-based power meters for signal. We have problems for other things. Why is it trainers? Why is it trainers? Other questions? Hang on, let me get a short little effort in first. Sorry, I'm not strapped for time, but I need to get this done. First of all, I've got to get a warm-up in. Michael from New York, how you doing? Must be nice and warm over there. Northern Hemisphere, longest days of the year. Yesterday, I think. Okay, that's good. Oh, my legs aren't. Other questions? Ride Dalesford's not on again. I think last year was the final event. Unless you know otherwise, let me know. I think we were told it was the last event they'll be doing. Kicker or Neo? I need to make t-shirts with that on it. Most commonly asked question. Neo for what I'm doing now. Kicker for racing. Le Monde Revolution for training. With no tech, no smarts, no hills, train, pure training mode. When it's about getting the best out of me and my legs for time trial efforts, Le Mans Revolution. You can still use the other trainers, that's fine. I've got a preference though. But I try and steer clear of the forums suggesting which trainer specifically. It goes south pretty quick. It's a religion. 39 in Abu Dhabi. Whoosh. Chris, I'm not going to be suffering too much. More mentally tonight than anything. Veloton training software, asks Kurt. We haven't seen it. Looks interesting. So Pro Cycling Manager, strapped into some hardware of their own at the moment. Looks cool. Training wise though, interaction wise, and the biggest picture, community support and community engagement, involvement, acknowledging issues. I mean, the things that Zwift did really well early on, which was all the community stuff to build up what is quite a complex system to make it kind of user-friendly. User-friendly enough for a lot of people to sign up. That's their challenge. So let's see how they go with that. It's still closed beta, I believe, so I don't have access. Jimbo Jones, absolutely. Tour Down Under 2020 will be there. If anybody's in Australia, or if you can take time off from anywhere in the world, Tour Down Under is the best week on the bike. Yeah, I'm having another gel because I'm feeling like crap. This one is the Boston Cream Pie. And it's got some green on the thing, so the green screen's not. Much better than French toast. Much better. I still taste like tubeless sealant though. Oh. How do we get the whole Cliff Bar range here in Australia? We go over and grab them ourselves. Oh, this is, yeah. Right, Goo versus Cliff. I could have totally clickbaited this headline. Goo versus Cliff. Spew off. Oh, that's pretty good. A bit gluggy though. On a hot day, they're usually fine. It's a bit cold at the moment, so if you're riding outside, you have a gel. It's like toothpaste. Have I tried using a Wahoo head unit to control a Neo? Brett asks. I believe I have. But that was a while ago. And with possibly the Element, not the Bolt or the Roam. It can do it. I think they pop up though as, it's an FEC controller, so it grabs FEC control over Ant Plus, and it comes up as the word kicker, not trainer. Well, it did in the past. So even if you connect to the tacks, it'll say kicker, but you can still fully control it and do workouts on the head unit. But if you're inside, you've got access to a phone or a computer or a laptop. Typically you'll be using one of those. So cool feature, but I'm not sure a lot of people will use it. What's nice though is to confirm that it does work, because if it's on the spec sheet, if it's on the website, if it's on the side of the box, the feature has to work. Just dropping some ride-ons. Okay, enough talk, let's get stuck into this. So we're 20 minutes in. I haven't loaded, oh, there's our dinosaur friend. I haven't loaded the erg mode yet because the first 10 minutes is free ride anyway. So what I'm gonna do is drop into a small ring gear, jump off the pedals. I can't touch the ground. There we go. 0 offsetting the power meters. So 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock for the giant power meter, which is on the 520. 18 minutes in. Calibrate power meter, calibrate. That should come back 0 or okay, or still probably be out of focus. There we go, 0 done. Give it a few seconds. Back. Lap that. I will lap the Neo. Neo doesn't require spin down calibrate, it just works, so lap on that. And my 830 with its piggy guitar, because I forgot to charge it before, is on the Arstuo pedals. Sensors, Arstuo. Calibrate, that should also come back with 0. Let's have a look. There we go. Rock and roll, happy days. Done, done, done. And lapping that, cool. They are all good to go. They're all within a meter of the power meters. Hopefully giving them the best chance to collect nice clean data. We demand I sell GPLama kits. Yeah, I demand a company be able to design on-demand creation and shipping of kits, and then no hassles at all. The problem is you'll get companies that will create kit or any merch that you want, but they won't hold the stock, or they won't produce it just in time, or just with the order. The ones that do are pretty dodgy. Something like Redbubble t-shirts are kind of cool for that, but the t-shirt quality is pretty crappy. I need to find somewhere that does that. I've got a ton of ideas, and I'd love to do it. That'd be great. So if anyone has any ideas, let me know. Let me know on that. Good, it's got to be quality stuff. So yeah, so it's one of those, you know, what is it? Cheap, accurate, reliable, or something. You choose 2 or whatever it is for power meters that we always quote. For kit, it's like it's got to be cost effective and quality and like decent shipping worldwide, and you'll never get any 3 of those at once. I'd love to be proven wrong. Okay, enough rambles. Let's get this done. We've got the heart rate paired. Okay, over here, shortcut key to get to workout mode without not clicking through menu. E for erg mode on the keyboard. I'm using Windows 10, so E pulls up the Lama trainer lab test. Not specifically a trainer lab test, it's just the Lama lab test. And you can see here what it's all about. My FTP set to 341 because that's what it was when I created this. It's not anywhere near 341 now, but it still sets the absolute watts to 10 minutes free ride. There's the calibration we just did, and into 10 minutes 200, 10 minutes 250. We sprint here, but I break out into sim mode for sprint. Overs and unders. Then we called it a day. Boom. Okay, and you can see there the phone. The companion app goes into workout mode straight away. That was super quick. All right. Revolution Clothing in Darwin. What's their international pricing though for shipping? Do I write any other virtual training programs? I really don't. My hands are full with hardware and other things. I need a stable base to jump on and do Lama lab tests, so it's on Zwift. It's always Zwift. Ridden this stuff for years, so I have a look every now and then just to get my head around the technology. Something like Road Grand Tours, how they swapped from just a standard application to a screen app and a required phone app. So I load those in the background, but it's not worth like streaming that kind of ride or anything, because sometimes it involves a few swear words getting things up and running. Mainly at myself for not understanding what's going on, but it's all good. But the combinations are huge out there. But this does everything I need for now. It keeps these power meters honest, so... what else we got in the comments before I hit tab and get stuck into this? Don't waste your money, invest in a direct drive trainer. Money well spent, yep. Good call. They hold their value pretty well. Alright. Eight minutes 24 of the warm-up. Okay, let's get this done. So we can tab through what we've got up here. You can do all different funky things to the workouts. You can make them non-tabbable, so you've got to do them. You can also set absolute watts, so it doesn't matter what your FTP is. I've got to do that to the Lama lab test one day. So then I can start using my FTP, whatever that's going to be. Alright, enough chatting, let's get this done. Chain ring on the front, 36. Chain line at the back. Mid cassette, straight chain line. Lower flywheel speed on the Neo for the best accuracy. That's a rabbit hole in itself, but the lower the gear. Well, mid cassette's usually more accurate for the small ring there. And the straight chain line with the new chain that I put on the other day. No TT mode just yet, sorry, I'll look at that tomorrow. I've got to get some data on this power meter tonight. Free ride, that's typically where I calibrate everything, and let's get this show on the road. And we'll go back to map mode. Yeah, can we still drop thumbs ups? We can. Cool. Alright. So, 20 minutes. Smooth on the pedals. 50-50 balance. As much as possible. Everything is awesome. Ish. 94 RPM. Flywheel's nice and low-ish. We should be good. I did the Lama lab test on the crown rollers last night, which was, I had to choose the watts because it's obviously not smart, and it was really handy having the average on screen. For now, of course, the average is going to be whatever Erg sets it to. Really need that head unit up front though, for my left-right. Have I tried Be Cool? Be Cool Simulator, Be Cool Trainers. Which part of Be Cool? I've unboxed the Air. G'day R. Wiltshire on screen. I'm currently tied up at the moment. Let's give you a ride on if I can do that. Road shoes versus mountain bike shoes, does it make any difference when riding indoors? Asks Kirk. Possibly. Possibly. Depends on the soles. Road shoes are typically really lightweight and hard carbon soles. Mountain bike shoes, the ones that I have aren't carbon soles and they're pretty heavy. Definitely not as comfortable. And the cleat type too, if you've got different cleats. I keep everything one-to-one. Have InfoCrank ever approached you, Shane? No. Sorry, Chris, they haven't. I wouldn't mind. I'm deep into another project, which is part of what I'm doing tonight, about Shimano power meters, and I'd love a range of other power meters to compare to. InfoCrank's on the list, but I don't expect anybody to give me a $2,000 power meter. They're a little interesting, InfoCrank. They don't seem for the consumer. That's my observation. They're not, you don't see them much on social media, or, I don't know. They seem to be focused on their scientific accuracy. And it's about it. You don't hear many customer experiences from them. No Bluetooth either, as I understand. Bit of a bugger. What bike? My giant TCR, the blue one. Brewing battle, Peloton versus Nautilus exercise bike. Let them fight. We're like dogs watching two cats fight. They can claw each other to death. That's all good. We have history. We have history with Peloton. But for what they stand for, it's all good. People on bikes, people being fit, and then us having choice. Do we want to ride our bike or their bike? PowerPod 2 thoughts. Remind me on the PowerPod 2. That's the opposing force power meter. Little wind sucker at the front of your bike. Is that the one, Greg? For Vero Asioma, end conversation. Pretty much. Pretty much. Sits in front of handlebars. Yeah, cool. Okay, to the PowerPod. We have history too. It is what it is. It's accurate for what it does, and that's fine. It's not a... So it is a power meter. It, like every other power meter, it measures something and tells you what power you're doing. Pedals measure the strain on the pedals, cranks measure flex in the cranks, spiders, flex in spider, smart trainers, electromagnetic or strain gauges in the trainer itself, the older ones. So everything is an estimate. The PowerPod does the same with air. There are a lot of variables involved. So that can be troublesome. Doesn't work indoors. It becomes a Z power, effectively, virtual power. Speed power graph calculator indoors. So you get what you pay for. And there was a 10-minute calibration window for those things, I think, if I recall. Anyhow, not something I've had experience with. I know the tech. Well, I think I know the tech. According to the feedback I've had, I don't know the tech, but again, I've got enough power meters to keep me happy for now. Or to keep me frustrated, more the point. Ride-ons aren't showing up. What? Come on, Zwift. What's going on? How far are we off from a good smart bike? I haven't seen one. Like, nothing that I will say yes, absolutely buy. There's very few things I say yes, absolutely buy. Haven't seen one. And by seeing one, I mean tested it myself. Not just PR sheets, not spec sheets. Jumped on, ridden. Come to the own conclusion myself about how it rides, how it feels. Haven't seen it, haven't seen one. Maybe one day. Results on the Beat Cool TBA. I can confirm it's really strong though. That's the Beat Cool Air with the weird feet and the loop, and the trainer hangs. Literally, it's hanging in air. It's a very cool design. I think it's the nicest looking trainer that I've seen because it looks like a bike. You can't say a kicker core with the climb looks like a bike. It looks fun, but it looks like a frame on a mechanical horse. And it is fun to ride. That aside, I'm just talking about the looks of these things. Which disc wheel did I use in my TT days? I still use it too. Zip 900. Tubular. Alright, things are going well. Any preference between 4 eyes and Stage's left crank arm power meter? Haven't specifically tested the 4 eyes left only. But the numbers out of left Shimano crank arms appear to be pretty good for the known brands. Stage's Gen 3 held up really well. Subscribe me please has joined with hey. I'll reverse that. Anybody here who's not subscribed, hit subscribe if you haven't, and it will pop up on screen. And we hit 85,000 today. Maybe less after I go live. Alright, that blue sign is 250 watts for 10 minutes. Which means heart rate goes up, talking goes down. Alright. Left, right, looking pretty good. Data's looking pretty good actually. Which is what we're here for. Good data. 3 power sources tonight. Asiyama Duo, Giant Power Pro, and the Tax Neo. Into 250 watts. Here we go. Boom. Alrighty. My answers get a little bit more skewed and shorter now. Every time I sneak a look at the left-right balance, it just corrects itself to 50-50. Craig asked, target power back when I was doing TTs. Depending on the course and the duration. Typically 360 to 380 for 20k, 30k TTs. And watts are interesting for TTs because it's about your aero as well. If you can be aggressively aero, 360 would beat a lot of people doing 410. So it's a big balance there. Yeah, 360 to 380 for 20k TTs, 30ks. Shorter stuff, a little higher. Anything under 5ks, prologues, 400, 420. I think my best 5-minute power was 475. Fresh, not at the end of a stage. Tyler had a bad experience with Faveros, couldn't close a 5-watt gap. Cool. Again, it's a whole rabbit hole. 5 watts at what range? Was it a percentage? Was it a wattage? Was it left or right or both? How far down the rabbit hole did you get? Oh god, this is going to be a while, isn't it? I need left, right on the screen. It's killing me. Chinese carbon frames Durian Rider is selling. I know nothing. Haven't seen them. Haven't seen one cut up. No idea. Cool. Oh, it's good to hear Tyler got it sorted out. But it's the reason why I ask so many questions. It's part of a bigger project I'm working on at the moment for power accuracy, measurement points, left, right, percentages, offsets. It's data collection. It's nuts. I'm so far down the rabbit hole. It's crazy. But if you have the correct power Happy days. I am cooking in here. I have one fan on and the door's closed because we have guests. Not ideal, but good training nevertheless. Full moon. Did I buy the kicker headwind fan thing? Oh no. Supplied as a media demo unit. It's not used during live streams because it attaches to the table that I have the microphone on. And I don't want the resonance. Ah, for Vero changing the springs. Excellent info. Some people say they're a bit tight. "50-50, there we go, balance is up. 5 minutes. Waking up to a lava live stream. That's weird. I appreciate the views though. Live streaming these ones just makes the time go a bit quicker. I get to banter. And suffer a bit tonight, wow. We were in Melbourne today, but no Lama drives. I was chopping up the podcast recording from last night. No mention of the updates of Zwift, because I haven't ridden them. We'll look at that tomorrow. There's a ghost update, which is a bit interesting. It's only for events, and I think a lot of event organisers are turning it off. We'll talk about that in an update. Whew. Yeah, heart rate, what's going on? Okay. More zen, more power. Oh, that's interesting data. Let's not look at that. I lose sleep over that. Literally, I do. Okay. So the bad news for everybody north of the equator, your days are now getting shorter. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it means our days are getting longer. Also means with the seasonal lag, your summer officially starts today. So enjoy. Our winter sucks. Three minutes. Come on. What are we, 101? Let's bring that down a little bit. Getting a bit excited. Must have been those gels. French toast or Boston cream pie. I've combined them. Here we go. Yeah, so you'll lose what, a few seconds of sunlight per day now through to the next 6 months. Spin downs on kickers with direct drive kickers. You don't need to do them a lot. There's a lot of old info out there about spin downs with the old strain gauge models, which was the very first one. So, not necessarily required all the time. I think once every 6 weeks the official line. Hard to test that though. Troy Collett's in the house. Here we go. Cliff Bar Smuggler. Good stuff, Troy. Where are we? Okay. Am I aware of any good deals on trainers end of financial year? I'm not in retail, so I don't keep an eye on prices much, really, to be honest. Keep an eye on your local bike store. In Australia, probably not, because it's winter, it's peak season for trainers. Oh, come on, left, right, get up there. There we go. Short sprint in, 40 seconds. Won't be much. This session's more about this 250 watt zone specifically tonight. But we'll keep with the protocol. $80K handicap road race tomorrow. Oof, handicaps are hard. So it's an $80K team time trial. Alright, we just need to spike this over 1,000 watts for a couple of seconds. Then we've got 4 minutes off. We'll bog it down. Just have to choose the right gear for this. A bit too high. Oh, we got there though. All right. Oh, that's all we need for the sprint, just to pull that data up, get the response times. Won't be winning any sprints with that on Zwift though. Okay, I'll get to the questions in a sec. That's the hard stuff out of the way. Now it's on to the fun stuff. The overs and unders. They're much more fun. Because they're only 20 seconds each, not 20 minutes. Rides of Japan's in the house. Now, if you've already subscribed to me, and you're here on part of my 85,000, jump over to Rides of Japan and have a look at the content there. Brilliant videos, good humour. It was, what would you call it, mate? The search for perfection of clean chains, the lightest equipment, but not light for no reason. Light that's cost effective. It's just a brilliant channel. Rides of Japan, check it out, definitely. Please. Super good. Tobias, mate, I think you got 20,000 subs. You deserve 200,000. It's really good to watch. There's no, it's not a blokey channel. It's not a race, you know, elbows out. What's everyone else doing? Let's, you know, that kind of threatening channel that you get. It's not trash talk. It's just good content. I laugh at every video, mate. I really like watching it. So I appreciate your work. And you've got a really nice one-by bike. Did you get the my Facebook story, sorry, the Instagram story the other day about Billie Eilish on the one-by lyrics? And he was on a one-by bike. Might have been a bit too obscure. If you make good content, people will watch and enjoy it, and that's what it's about, or learn from it. And I do, it's good. So KMC gold chain. And to the level of even weighing it before you cut off the extra bit, and then weighing it after you cut off, to be thorough. I love that. It's so good. And 80s music. Like, how could you not sub to a channel that uses 80s music? It's all good. Just subscribe to Rides of Japan. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. No pressure to make more videos, mate. Just keep doing what you're doing. That's all. When you can. When you can. Yeah, the pressure to throw out videos can get to people. It really does. And if you put out a good video, you're like, shit, I've got to do the same level of video the next day. I gave up trying to do that. I'll still put out good videos when I can, but I think they're interesting. All right, we're into the overs and unders, and the best part about the overs and unders is the first one's only 150 watts. So checking chain line, okay, back to a straight chain line, slow that flywheel down, and here we go. More power. The thing is about the next section is to pedal into them without too much spike happening down there. All right, let's do it. Push straight in. Bang, there it is. Oh, it got me, it got me. Left, right, zen. There we go. Smooth. Yes, the data's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. There we go. Have a look at that. Surgical. Good stuff, Neo. Let's do it 3 more times. This is testing the responsiveness and the ability for the trainer and power meters to hold correct data. And me. Oh, that was a little slower to kick in. Left, right, zen, come on. Go to yellow and stay. Perfect. Boom! Call it a day there, look at that. That makes me happy. I have weird requirements for happiness. And that red sign's 450. Shit. Same thing. Let's get it done. Boom! Depends where it kicks in on the pedal stroke too. All right, attack, decay, sustain. There it is, come on. I dropped a bit and release. That's within a few watts. That is super cool. Not my effort, the trainer to hold that. Last one. Let's do it. Boom! Bunch up. Have a look at that. Am I in the way? I am. Okay, have a look at what's behind my butt. That's really good. That is exactly what I need for these tests. Bloody brilliant. And release the hound. We're back to sim and we are done. Back to questions, fire away. Look at that. If you followed along the long game, you'll see other trainers do this or just do that. That is brilliant for exactly what I want it to do. Sorry, Tyler. Yes, your question about experience with riding in the rain or crashing, hitting the pedals on the ground that caused the power meter to read accurate. I've crashed once with some P1s and they were okay. It's all about the crash though, it really is. It depends how you stack and the final result, I guess, of where you finish up. People are always a little worried about bashing pedals and not buying power meters on pedals because they're worried they're going to crash them. I then asked them, how often have you wrecked pedals? And one answer the other day was, I haven't. Go buy yourself some pedal power meters, then you'll be fine. And cranks aren't immune to it. If you ding a crank hard enough, you'll change the properties of that crank so it won't read correctly anymore. And if it's that bad, you probably wouldn't want to be riding the cranks anyway. Shimano Holotech cranks are called Holotech for a reason. They're not solid. So, it can happen for sure. But just like I said, the wheels can go out of whack, the carbon frame can crack, pedals can ding, cranks can get smacked around. It's like a lot of people who worry about disc wheels in crashes. Sure, the discs are a problem, but the chain rings are also a problem. Having a 53 going to the side of your head's also not a good thing. So, just do the numbers, do the numbers. Here we go, rightio. That there is the Lama lab test with an extended warm-up. Steady state stuff, slowly climbing heart rate. Looking good, enough time for things to stabilize. Sprint, what do we hit, 11:34? Okay. And into some overs and unders. And once this goes away, am I still on the hill? I am good. I'm just gonna do a slight harder effort we'll go 30 seconds in sim mode. Bit of cross chaining happening, but oh, don't flatten out. Come on, I need the resistance. No gears. Alright, that'll do. I can then line up that sim mode data with erg, because they are a little different, not in reporting, but in the way they apply the resistance. Getting caught in the pouring rain. IPX7 for most things should be fine. You should be able to ride through puddles, no probs. Was it the Dolphin the other day? There's streams of water just ripping down. People on Di2, Campag EPS still works. And someone replied to my tweet saying, cyclocross, very good point for people running Di2 and cyclocross. It's going to have to last. So power meters should last everything except a complete bath. Oh, all right, we'll go through to... we're going to hit over the hour anyway. We'll see how we keep going. Hey, no problems, Tyler. Happy to have a chat. And I enjoy the questions. These sessions are more about the questions and me getting my finger on the pulse of what everyone's up to and the questions people have. It does lead me to cover other things, look into other areas. If, say, let's just say the rain was a problem, we could look into that and start splashing some power meters with water and then feeding that back to the companies. Because to be honest, I'm happy to stress things a little bit more if they're sort of media preview units, because we want to know the real answer. I'm not going to treat things with kid gloves or with cotton wool. We want to know that before we purchase them. I think the most extreme one is I put the Wahoo Mini in a blender. It was only a protein blender, so it didn't actually grind it up, but it still worked underwater. I thought we'd be trying a new time trial today. Zeke, I didn't see any on the list. There's one tomorrow 9 AM here, which is exactly 12 hours and 19 minutes. But I'm looking at joining. Have you tried it? Let me know. I'm pretty sure. Now, Zeke Ryder, you're throughout all the forums. So I think what they've implemented is what we've been asking for a long time. I think it's been theorized. I've talked about it on the Lama drives. Zwift riders, I'm sure, have talked, or Zwift racers. I'm sure that would have been buried in a thread somewhere. We want this. So they've done it, which is cool. We'll see how the execution is, though. Trevor, very good question. So Trevor asks, I remember Lama, doing a video on the kicker in erg mode in a little ring. Do I recommend doing the same on the Neo? I do, but for different reasons. So winding back, and that was a really interesting question posted on, actually Wahoo used that as a reference point. It was discussed on Slow Twitch yesterday too, when someone said, everyone stop using erg mode, and soapboxed that for a little bit. Yeah, there's some valid points there, but... So on the kicker, depending on which gear you select for erg mode, well, erg mode doesn't care what gear you're in. Let's just say that erg mode cares about the watts that you hold. That's it. If it's 300 watts, you can be in the 3928. and so let's go 300 watts, 300 watts. You can also be in the 5311 and it says you're doing 300 watts. It will apply 300 watts. But the actual feeling of riding those two different gears is chalk and cheese. I fully outlined it in the video that I've done. If you want to search on it, it is erg mode gear selection, something like that, GPLama, and you'll find it. And what happens is, with a slower flywheel, the weighted flywheel, I'll get to the Neo in a sec, the weighted flywheel at a slower rate means that the pedal stroke is a little more laboured over the top. You don't sort of kick over. You have to apply the torque over the top of the pedal and around. And if you want to think about, well, what does that relate to riding a bike? Riding up a hill. You go to press earlier on in the pedal and more through into a more complete circle, mostly, during the power phase. So slower flywheel, you've got to pedal harder over. On the other extreme, and that's at 300 watts. The other extreme, also at 300 watts, with the flywheel going crazy fast, is that you're only dabbing the power on a lot faster, even at the same RPM. It's a really weird thing to get my head around how to present that one, but same RPM, same power, but how you generate that power is completely different. Well, a lot different. Because at a higher RPM, that flight, to actually generate the torque required to do 300 watts, you're only stabbing the pedal for a little bit less, which is exactly like riding down a hill trying to put out big watts, or with a tailwind, or a track bike. So 300 watts, 90 RPM up a hill at slow RPM, or slow speed, versus 300 watts, 90 RPM with a tailwind. You think, well, watts are watts. Yes, but how you generate those watts is different, even at the same RPM. So that's the kicker in a nutshell on any weighted flywheel trainer. It does impact power readings though. A little bit on the kicker, over to the Neo. Same deal with the Neo, that effect is still there a little bit, but the Neo has a virtual flywheel, so in effect shouldn't suffer from this. It's still there a little bit on the Neo. So a lower flywheel speed feels like you're climbing a hill. A higher flywheel speed, same RPM, same power, feels like you're on top of it. But the big thing with the Neo is the power accuracy of the Neo just drifts a little bit, and its ability to hold proper erg watts at say 50 kilometers per hour virtual flywheel speed in the 5311 really starts to trend upwards a little bit. So with the Neo, it's advised to, if you want killer power accuracy, lower flywheel speed, or the zone of between, say, 15k an hour virtual flywheel speed, not Zwift speed. It's a different thing again. This is physical speed in your lab or your cave. You want between 15 and say 35 kilometers an hour. I think it's 35 flywheel speed. On that, beyond that, you're on your own. If you're using your own power meter on the bike, no props. Except the ability for it to hold the watts in those zones. It's the working range. And I'm well down the rabbit hole now, but this is one of these things that was discussed on Slow Twitch, and I said it's time for these training companies to put out whole brand new revisions of things, because we've had these so long, we're starting to poke holes in them. And we're trying to find answers for what's going on, because that's all we have. If they had a new product, we'd move to that and start writing that. But there's a ton of different things. Oh, Zeke, is there an event happening right now with the TT? We might be able to flip to that just quickly. More events, because we're done here. But hopefully that answers the question. Yes, gear selection does matter for the type of training that you want. A good coach should be all over that. But it also matters for accuracy too. Here we go, there is 9 PM. Bangarang. Are we doing it? It's every hour in the app. Hello. What would be the innovation you're looking for? Hang on, did I miss a question there? Sorry if I... We're jumping into the TT in just a moment. It's not my official look into, and nobody watches these videos all the way through anyway. So I'll do another video tomorrow. Oh, there's a bologna one or the fugit. I was going to line up for the bologna one, but that's horrible at the end. I might do the The Fugit. We might do the Fugit one tomorrow instead. I'll have a look. Alrighty. So there's my rabbit hole discussion. Somebody asked on Reddit today, there's a question, what could you talk for 30 minutes non-stop on? I think there's my answer. One specific little side case niche use of a smart trainer. Oh, and because we're in sim mode now, I'm getting cobbles. Lol. Oh, now I'm getting boards, yes. Let's do it. Let's jump over to have a look at the TT mode. So, sprint leadouts, time trials, this is the balloon. I'm not going to finish this one at all. Hopefully Zwift will upload. Will it discard this ride? So I've done my hour on here. I've got the data down there anyway. If I jump over and not start that event, does it discard this? Or it uploads this? We'll find out. Let's have a look. Alright, time trials. That brutal, brutal course. Can't remember what I held. But there's more people in B. Let's have a look at that. 9:01 PM. Of course, okay, I'm going to hang around for the start out. We'll do it quickly. Join event. Let's have a look. Boom, full screen. Let's have a gander. I'll do a proper video tomorrow. It won't be a first look, will it? It'll be a split ride. Okay, cool, cool. I'm not going to do more than 2Ks though. Hello. Rightio. I've read all the press releases on this, so I sort of know what I'm looking at. Looks like I'm in the checkout at Aldi, and I'm steering well clear of whoever's checking my groceries. Why the hell am I back there? Do I smell that bad? I mean, I know the my gels that I had were... Oh, and good to see I've chosen the right bike for this. You're all going down. The Boston cream pie has put me way back here. Takes a bit... No, hang on. Okay, post-edit, I'll do this whole bing. Lama's just figured this out. That the time that I've been assigned is a random time anywhere around half an hour after the actual start time. So I've joined an event, and you can see here that starts at 9:01 PM. That's when the first riders go off. So those riders up ahead go off in 11 minutes. However, I've been assigned my start time way back there. So you get assigned a start time up to 30 minutes after the event start. Now let's have a think about that. Let's poke some holes. What the hell am I going to do for 30 minutes? Or 18 minutes? Am I going to ride and warm up and then it's going to discard that data? On screen here, I don't have my metrics. I don't have my heart rate shown on screen. I don't have my... Hang on, well I say that, I kind of do, because if I do, I've got to load that to see what's on screen. So this is forcing us now to use the app to do our warm-up. Will this warm-up be discarded? Because some warm-ups are freaking hard. You want to capture that data. You're tracking TSS and CTL and TSB and all those things with three-letter acronyms that don't mean much because we should just ride our bikes instead. That's not going to be captured if it's just thrown away. What the hell? What they should have done, opinion, 10-minute window, 10-minute window, and people, however many have joined, assign something within that 10-minute window, and there's just instances of this world. It's virtual, you can throw up different instances. This is not one world, this is, everyone has their own world. So throw up packs of 10, start times of a minute each, or 25 seconds, that's fine. 25 seconds is enough to chase someone. So no more than a 10-minute window, because now I've got 17 minutes of sitting here waiting for the start, which I'm not going to do. Sorry. Yeah. It's a bit weird. Maybe something that... On a Buffalo Legend. Someone's spot on. 20 minutes of my start. I don't start till next week though. What the hell? So there's currently 5 riders and I'm... What am I? 15th or something? How am I back here? My Minuteman doesn't exist. Okay, it's probably only beta. Okay, we'll watch the start of these other riders though, and just see how it operates for them. Oh my god, I'm on TV. No. Oh, Zeke, you're at the front. And the thumbs ups are now working. Okay, so I'm going to hang around for at least 7 minutes. But so have I had a chance to properly battery test the 530? No, I haven't. I haven't done much. I'm deep. Oh, it's on the podcast this week. Have a listen to the podcast. I am so far down this rabbit hole. It's a losing sleep kind of rabbit hole. Hopefully I'll be back out soon and we can do some fun stuff. This is why I'm on Zwift at 9 o'clock at night on a Saturday. I'm also collecting data for this, what I'm working on too. But the battery drain, because the DCR Analyzer tool has a cool battery drain feature now. And the 830 and 530 don't drain very much at all. They're the newer units that I have. So, of course, the battery life's going to be a little better. My timer seems a minute slow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know, but why am I back there? Where's my friends? Typical. Oh, jeez. Well, watch the first two roll off, and then I'll just call it a day. Because I'm done here. I've got my data. I'm happy. Messed up. They don't need to math. They're just the Tour of Bright Time Trial here in Victoria. 600 riders. They need to get through in a few hours. So we have 20-second start times. It's chaotic at the start, but all they need to do is record the finish time of every rider. It makes time trials really easy. If you're assigned a time, that's your time. Bang, stamped on your head, that's your time. All you need to do is have the rider cross the finish line, they record that time, and you're done. They also had split times to make sure you rode the whole course. That was pretty much one of the best, most efficient time trials I've ever seen. 600 riders get put through at 20-second intervals. Very cool. And you think, 20 seconds over a... How long was that course? 13 Ks? I think it was a 13K TT. Maybe 12.7? Can't recall. It was only 16 or 17 minutes long. It was fast. It was a fast course. But having people out at 20 seconds was fine. Why are they getting ahead of me? Do they sign up earlier and were assigned a start time prior to mine? It's the only thing I can think of. Hey, Wilson, thanks for subscribing. Much appreciated. We hit 85,000 subs today, so things are still growing, which is good. I really appreciate that. There's still a lot of stuff for me to cover. I sat down the other day and just brainstormed all the things that I want to cover on here, and this is not anything new. This is not like time trials are different. Everything that comes along is new. I had 50 videos that I could work on, which are just things that I was going to loop back on and follow, things that I find interesting, things that I want to share out, products that I've purchased and haven't installed yet, like my new handlebars and the Di2 cable kit. How far is everyone else off? We must be 5 minutes off other people starting. So if we go and watch other Zwifters nearby... Yeah, I'm not going up the hill. Actually, I wouldn't even start it because my start's in 13 minutes and I don't want to drag everyone to 13 minutes. I'll do one of these tomorrow and I'll film it and I'll capture it and we'll put it up. Zeke. Right on. Fan view. Rightio, here we go. So cool, if I can stay in this view, we can check out... Oh, Zeke, you've got the right bike and everything. No socks though, no socks. Full aero warm up. Get into it. I love it. So we'll see. If I press 1 on that. 1. No. 1 there. Right. Okay, cool. I'm just doing flat. Cool. Well, what I want to see is just the takeoff and the time gaps. I won't see what's on your screen, but we'll have a quick look at this. Are we riding a virtual trainer on a trainer? Trainerception. The best part is when the trainer doesn't detach and you see people riding along. I think it happens in New York. People are riding around with a trainer still attached to their bike. it's pretty good. Chevy from Orlando, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay. So I'm still in fan view of Zeke. Cool. We'll see how this looks. I'm assuming this. Are you moonwalking? No, it's just a visual. Oh, it's the shadows moving. Okay. So this is my first look at the time trial stuff. We'll have a look. I'm not going to complete it. Yeah, let's have a look at how this works. I don't know the time gaps. It hasn't specified on mine. So I'm back up the road. Check this out. I'm way back. What am I doing back there? Okay, cool. Oh, someone's getting in place and getting friendly. Where are you going, bro? Get on your trainer. Stop armpitting a headlock. If you're gonna wear a hat like that, dude, you're gonna be put in a headlock. When's this dude gonna get on his trainer? Come on, bro. Oh, you've got to start pedaling, don't you, to get on the trainer. That's why we're all warming up. Yeah, there should be, imagine, yeah, is there power-ups in there? Of course, it's probably not going to be power-ups, of course not. But here's the start. So the start's going to kick off in 1 minute, and we'll just watch the riders kick off. Is that a DNS? I hate DNSs at TTs. You rock up like, okay, my Minuteman. You do your research, whether you're going to catch them. If you can't catch your Minuteman, then at the turnaround point, you're trying to work out where they'd be based on their past rides. Yeah, we go way too into depth with that stuff. But DNS shows up and all that goes out the window. And Trainerception, good name for our website. We're talking on the podcast last night. I think we covered three or four. Here we go. We covered 3 or 4 firmware updates in a row. So I said to Ray, we should have called the podcast the firmware update. Here we go. Cool. Row 1 start. So is everyone in a row? If there's more than 1 people, it's all in one row? Don't know. I expect that person to shoot off and everyone else to come forward. We're going to find out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is for rider 1. Yeah! Go! And does everyone scoot up? We do! What's everyone doing though? Okay, cool. What next? Zzz. You get scooted up at 8 seconds. Okay, it looks like A grade shot off. Get into it. Bam! 30 seconds to go for the next one. Okay, row 3 starting in. So there's a countdown for each row. Okay. It replicates real world. That's what happens at a normal time trial. You're assigned a time, but the problem with that is that you know you're assigned time. For this, if you're assigned RAND 30 and you don't really know when to start kitting up, and like me, I'm 18 minutes just spinning away. Okay, group has started, and we're going to follow Zeke for the start here. And then we can go back to other riders. We'll just see the start and how it all looks from here. 8 seconds, you pulled up. Cool. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm assuming we're going to break out of this mode and into we're still in watch mode. We are. Bam! Released. I think you get slung out at 20 miles per hour. So everyone starts at the same. Effectively, you're riding down a ramp and everyone has the same momentum at the bottom, and then you go. Not sure where the timing starts though, because I'm in. Bam. Cool. Back to. If I go back to me, I can find out. Good job, Zeke. Thanks for being the guinea pig there for us to have a look at. You can see here I've chosen the right bike. But hey, I got the socks. Yeah, got the socks. George, thanks for subbing up to the channel. I do appreciate it. That keeps things ticking along. Why am I still last? What's going on here? I got to screen cap this so I can. If I go back to here, there's a cool one to screen cap. I like that. So I'm in camera angle 0, so I can move around. So cool novelty. I like it. I like the idea. I think the 6-minute wait for me, it's been an 18-minute wait. Too long. So I've got no metrics on the screen. I've got to go to the app to get my warm-up done. It replicates real world, but the question is replicating the real world the best thing to do in a virtual world where we're not bound to the limitations of reality? I don't have the answer. I'm just bantering. But I think this... Again, it's first release of this, so it's cool. And we've wanted this for a while, so don't take that as a complaint. This is cool. Absolutely cool, and I love a time trial. I just think we need to think outside the square for the starts. Or if I click on join, I'm told my specific start time. I wouldn't even be in kit if I knew my start time was 20 minutes after the start. But why am I still last? What wrong end of the stick did I get beaten with today to be assigned last? 5 minutes. I said I wasn't going to hang around for this. I will. I apologise. I do appreciate people hanging around though. 115 people watching to see what's going on here. We've got 4 minutes to go. Questions, fire away. I will cover this tomorrow in a better video that I record this and I wasn't even expecting to do this tonight. It's a good cool down though. Very good. If I use a road bike, you can draft when you're another one? Are you sure? Is that a question or a statement? Drafting should be off for this. It should be off for this. If not, they need steering on. So if you were to try and draft someone, it comes up with 5, 4, 3, 2 time penalty because you can't draft in a time trial. Okay, I got 4 minutes to my takeoff, so we'll just do we'll hang around for the takeoff. See what it's about. So if someone doesn't show up, you don't move forward. That's already registered. Yeah, that's cool, but we need to know more. Again, I'm being a bit pedantic. As a time trialist outdoors, I'm trying to make it, this is what happens outside, why is it happening like this inside? It'd be nice to know what row you were assigned. Then you could work back. Yeah, drafting has to be off. Hey Zeke, you still up the road? Let us know in the chat. Did we try and catch my 30-second man? Actually, he's going to have a crack, I'm sure. So let's not do that. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. But the banter's stopped. 14 people on this one. Baloney. It's funny, isn't it? The bunch version of this, I think, might have worked better. But it was a bit confusing not having the draft mode on. When you are in a bunch and you're not getting draft. Because in reality, you do. It'd be pretty dark if you kept joining these and you wanted to get a workout done and you got assigned like 30 minutes every start time and you've had 45 minutes to do a workout and the TT was 25 minutes long. And the question is, where's my last 18 minutes gone? If that's not recorded, if that hasn't gone towards my CTL fitness stuff, that's a bit lost. Steve from Adelaide, how's things, mate? Nice and cool in Adelaide, I bet. Yeah, we'll see if there's any heads-up display. We've got 2 minutes for my start time, so we'll see if there's any heads-up display so we can keep track. Hey, 4 on a 9:45. Good job, Marcus. First impressions, Marcus, at the 9:45. Let us know. I'm still on my 9:35. I've got the 9:45 here. I've just got to unbox it and get things switched over. What have we got? 2 minutes to go. On the Buffalo bike. And there's no one behind me still. Why am I last? So tomorrow though, do I then sign up to my event tomorrow? And is there going to be a game? Do we have to gamify signing up now? So we are assigned an earlier start time, or is it random? We don't know. We don't know. Marcus, you won't miss the Apple Watch in regards to battery life. The Apple Watch is an awesome one for unlocking things. You can unlock your Mac with it. If it's the cell phone one, you can take phone calls with it. Pretty cool. But the battery life, my word. This thing, yeah, a couple of weeks. Depends on how much you use it though. Stress test last week, and the AW Apple Watch heart rate was dead on with the EKG. Cool. Yeah, that's one thing the Apple Watch has, isn't it? The EKG. That'll be interesting. All right, are we pumped? We're going to find out what's on screen. First look. I could have clickbaited this headline for this live stream. Damn, opportunity missed. Now, how hard did that rider go? So if we're slung off, like, are we in level mode now? What are we in? Does it slowly take us in? Here we go. So at 10 seconds you brought up to the line. Where's the crowds? Feeling a bit lonely, especially being last. One, go. One, go. All new, heads up, check that out. Here we are. So, 1K splits, average watts for the splits. That map is weird. Time gaps look well out. Can't click on any of the maps. We'll do okay. Ah, $2. Thanks, Marcus. Alright, so there's our first K done. That's all I'm doing. I will be in Amsterdam, yes. Nah, man, $2 US is a good cup of coffee here. The exchange rate's pretty good in that direction. Okay, so what do we have? I won't go full screen because you won't be able to see it, but we have here, just this section here. Looking at the wattage people are doing versus the time gaps, I wouldn't say they've started at 30 seconds. I wouldn't expect the person to be starting 2 minutes up to already be 4 minutes, 5 minutes ahead at 3 watts a kilo. There's a lot going on. It has the effort graph on screen. If I go full screen, you can see the effort graph there over on the other side. So that's on by default. Can we turn that off? We can turn it off by hitting G. Cool, probably worth having that on. It's a representation of your heart rate and things. It's at night, no one's around, and I'm not too pumped to keep pushing the watts because no one's watching. And on the virtual world, we have 125 people watching on the stream though, so thanks for that. If you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe. It helps the channel out. I do appreciate it. Hit 185, we're heading to 100,000. At 100,000, we're doing some training giveaways. Anywhere in the world, anywhere in the world. And that won't be to new subs, it'll be to existing subs of that big bucket. So I appreciate the support. What else can we see on screen here? So, the heads-up display is being changed a little bit above me. We have the side profile right above my head here is a bit too squished because it looked like there was a big drop off there. I mean, that is not the Bologna TT course ahead of me. The scaling is a bit off on that. This is production too. I'm not giving feedback on a dev build or anything like this. This is production version, so this is what everyone sees. But you can see, like, there's the road that dips down a little bit, but it's really exaggerated in the elevation there. The K marks are marked by numbers on the screen, so it's similar to that as the corners on the Zwift. Kudos don't come up during the TT. Damn! I'm shocked how much I like riding on Zwift. I'm a relative newbie. A lot of people are. There's still a lot of wow factor when you jump on Zwift for the first time. It's immersive, and that's the thing. It takes you away from just being in your pain cave for an hour 31 or whatever I've set it at the moment. We have kilometers to go. We have, let me just jump up to, we have big screen. Kilometers to go. We have BPM. And the question is, have they changed the screen too much in this specific event mode that we don't know what we're looking at? So if you're like fully over FTP, going nuts, which is probably still not the best way to ride this course, but if your eye's bleeding, where the hell's my heart rate? It's moved from here over to here. It looks a little cleaner, but they've just changed things around a bit. I think they probably could have left it alone. It looks a little more streamlined, but you can't start changing. You can do a whole revamp, but then when you revamp just a little bit, and nothing's clickable. Nothing. Can't go back and check that. 382 watts, 90, 93. Can't click on any of that. Can I go? I can't. I can click riders. Hey, good stuff. Right on. Hey Zeke, I'm coming for you. Spin City. Good job, Fisher. Hey, here we go. Zeke, I've already given you a ride on. Good job, though. Looking sweet. Look at that. Is that the shiv? No, it's the felt. Socks. Gotta be socks. Nice one. So riders 10 seconds up the road. This isn't me riding at the moment. This is fan view. And Zeke's closing in. Good job. She's going to catch this dude here. 3.5. Sloozer. Good job, mate. Oh, Hatman. And see, I don't quite. Can we just go back in time for this? No, 7.6Ks. I'm a bit lost in the course. Oh, they're around the corner. There we go. That's is that the finish line coming up. Yeah, cool. Okay, so let's have a look at this right at the finish. That's my stats still on the screen in fan view mode. Again, there's an edge case that needs to be kind of looked at. It doesn't represent the rider on screen, the stats that we're seeing. Interesting. Good job, this rider's heading to finish. 3.9 watts a kilo. Camera 1. Push. Aussie! Come on. Ryu. Hey. Punch it. Where? Good job. Good strong finish. 8.6. Leaving it all on the road. Back into aero for the last 20 meters. Marginal gains. Good job. Well done. You are cooked. Enjoy the warm down. Now, does that throw you out of the event? It doesn't, it throws you back still into event mode. Okay, so I'm just observing what's going on here. Do I still use my ultrasonic cleaner? Yeah, I do, yep. Good job. Enjoy the cool down. Back to me, I'm just cruising. All right, well, there's a battle. The 7K mark. Juffs. Zeke's about to make the catch. Come on. Or I just missed the catch. Damn. This course is brutal. And I'm even on the flats. No one's coming down the hill, yeah. When you get to the top, what happens? It looks like just that the event mode just ends, and that's about it. I'll have to finish the whole thing to get, I guess, the results sheet. And I'm not going to be finishing today. I'm not at 90 watts, we'll be here all night. Anyway, I might call it a day there. We've seen the start. I've got my Lama lab test, which has gone on for way too long. And I think that the road's about to head up, which is what I wasn't planning on doing. We'll get over this little bump. So there. Any last questions, fire away. And I'll get to them straight away in the chat there. Let me see if I've missed any questions here on the chat. I appreciate everyone dropping by and saying g'day. I really like the banter. And the subscribers, they really help. Oh, Liam, Chris Smith, thanks for joining along. I really appreciate it. And Marcus for the $2, that coffee. Oh yeah, can't wait. I live for coffee. Ahmed, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Just about to wrap this one up. Sorry if you just joined. 5K mark. Drops it back with the climbing shifter. 9:20 PM. I told Ron I wasn't going to go this long. Is the Neo 2 quieter than the Kicker? Good question. I've done a head-to-head test with the Kicker 18 versus the Tax Neo. And the answer is it depends. One's quieter than the other, then there's a crossover point where the Kicker becomes quieter than the Neo, because the Neo has a bit of a whine to it. But it's only very, very quiet whine. Google that one on here or search up GPLama Kicker Neo sound or Kicker Neo noise or sound test or head-to-head or something like that. You'll see that. But things like the Core, the Kicker 18, the Neo 1, the Neo 2, they're pretty quiet. I'm on the Neo 1 now. New chain. It's fine. It's fine. Kicker Core. Good stuff, Marcus. Yeah, I've been on the Core, as you saw in my video the other day, if you watched that one. I think 2 weeks I've been on the Core with the firmware under beta, then it came out 1.0.10. So, how come I'm never seen me much on the Hammer 2? There's nothing new to ride on the Hammer 2. If there's a new firmware out, I'll jump on it and ride it. But other than that, it's just the Hammer 2. The Core I've been on because of the new firmware, the Neo is because of the accuracy for my erg mode testing, and if you zoom back in this video, I know it's gone long, way too long, but you'll see how smooth that thing can hold. This thing can hold erg for my testing. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Neo 2 over the original Neo, Oliver asks. Not if you can get the Neo 1 cheaper. The Neo 2 does have the cadence sensor in it, the proper cadence sensor, which will detect your leg going around. Reports of that working well or not varies. And the Neo 2 still has some unlocked features. It has some memory on board, which I'm assuming is going to let them maybe store some workouts in the unit, but how you access those is probably with the phone, which can control your trainer anyway. Don't know. There's something still to be unlocked with the Neo 2. Pedal stroke analysis, interesting one on that one. It's only with their software, and still only with their software. If they were to bring out pedal smoothness or cycling dynamics to an extent, then it'll be a differentiator, but it's just not that much at the moment. The difference, upgrade from 520 to 530. John, yeah, go for it, why not? If it's going to make you go out and ride more Ks because you've got a new toy, fully worth the upgrade. Technically speaking, if the 520 does what it does and you're happy with it, there's no need. And here's what I call it a day, because this shit gets really hard and I'm not into this. So can I quit this event here? Done. And can I turn around and get a couple of Ks? Hey, someone just ripped past. Pat Cashin, thanks for the ride on. I can, free Ks. Whew. So what I'm going to look at here though, I have Lama lab test from the 3 power sources on the bike. Also with this new TT mode, where did my 18 minutes go of warm up? Does that just off into the ether? Damn, see that dude go past. Or does that 18 minutes go onto my something or other? Don't know. We'll have a look. Jared asks about the recommendations for the cheapest smart trainer. Yeah, the Cubo Digital Smart B Plus was 2 or 3 years ago now. 3? It's a while. Or the Tax Flow. I'd probably go the Tax Flow. Probably the Tax Flow, but with those budget models, you're going to get compromises in erg mode, or power accuracy for a start, erg mode performance, etc. I'd have to go back and have a look at my videos side by side, specifically the response times. I'm not even sure the Lama lab test was around for the Tax. Might be for the Flow. But I remember the Flow being pretty good for like the budget smart trainer. Buy local, have the local people sort you out and support you for after sales service. You can't go wrong. When am I moving to Vegas? Well, as soon as Brittany's back and is finished with her her stay, what do they call that when you're at Vegas? You're on, not assignment. If I can take her spot and dance, I'm just gonna have to change a few things in my looks though. So we'll get there. We'll get to Vegas. I do like Vegas. Red Rock loops on the bike. Awesome, and the ride back into town. So you go do Red Rock, the ride back into town is just. The wind can get up though. Have you noticed Shane's go-to trainer is the Tax Neo? For this specific purpose, yes it is. And that is, what are they in a hurry for? Where are they going? Yeah, a Lama lab test, that's what I'm up to. So this is the one that I use for a Lama lab test. How old am I? Not 41 yet. Not 41. Soon. Old enough to know this shit really hurts when you train hard, so I haven't been training hard a lot. But I did go to a first birthday today, so I'm feeling young. We'll get to 8K, so we'll do it. Okay, full stop at 8Ks. $50's not old. It can't be. 40's not old. I got company. So I'll have a look at the time trial start tomorrow. I'll run through it. Hopefully be given a better start time than having to wait 18 minutes. That was a pretty good showcase of it though. I thought that was random. Those camera angles, you could see other people starting off. So 30-second time gaps, wasn't a lot of people there. And it rolled, almost 50, sorry. 49's not old. And you were shoved up to the start with 10 seconds to go and released. But I only got the number 1, it was like 1 go. Like a 5-second countdown at least. Okay, do I think Zwift is held back by developing their own engine instead of using an established multiplayer game engine? Good question, Mojo. Yes and no. Yes, because it's a lot more work for them and they've had to develop their own tools in-house. No, because they've got no licensing issues that will hold them back in other ways. And they're not bound, they're in full control, in other words, they have full control over the engine. So let's just say Unity wouldn't allow this or wouldn't allow that, or they push a new update which changes a few things, which ruins it, requires a code rewrite. I think it's a smart play to own the engine and own all your IP. That's pretty cool. But there are other issues with that, with a delay in development, cross-platform compatibility. But they've done pretty well so far. Second-hand Neos. Rick Wales asks about any issues look for the second-hand Neos. If you can give an honest answer on how many Ks it's got on it, that'd be an interesting to see. Check the cassette that's on there. If it is an Edco free hub, ask what free hub is on there. The original Neo ones, even the one I'm using now, comes with an Edco free hub. Neo, there's 2 versions of the Neo 1, be aware of that too. The other one, the later ones come with the Shimano compatible free hub, which I now have on this because you can stick one on. So it's got an Edco free hub, you know it's the older model, and they are a bit different in shape for fitting different bikes. If it has the Shimano free hub, or is the newer model, which did come with the Shimano free hub, it's a little bit skinnier, a little bit more clearance for disc brake bikes. What else to look for? Just look for general cleanliness. I keep things so clean I could eat my dinner off them. I'd like things nice and neat. Some people sweat all over them and they rust up. Speaking of which, look for rust on the flywheel. If someone sweated all over it and kept it outside, the disc can have a little bit of rust. The alloy, I'm pointing, you can't see it, but I'm pointing. The alloy hinges, just watch for those, if you can get your hands on it. Other than that, mechanically, there's nothing that really wears out in a Neo. Somebody over in Adelaide had, I think, 50,000 Ks on a Neo on a motor testing chains. No probs. 0 friction cycling, I think it was. Links below if I got that wrong. And I think he got up to 100,000 Ks on the Neo, but did have to replace a couple of bearings here and there. That's about it. Other questions here. Let me just jump into these before we just disappear. Did I try to get access to the Veloton beta? No, we'll wait for things to become public so everyone can try them. But no, I haven't seen any reports. I'll be anybody's review of the Veloton I'll be looking at. We just haven't seen it from a consumer perspective, but I have discussed that earlier on in the episode here. Let's call it that. It's more than the product, and we've seen that you can have the best product, but it's about the community support. It's about integration with other hardware. It's the challenges every other company faces in this space. It's a hard one. It's a really hard one. Yeah, some Neo 1s had issues fitting TT bikes on them, or tri-bikes. Yeah, the earlier models, yep. Is there any virtual platform similar to Zwift? Yes, okay, up the top of my head we have Rogue Grand Tours. We have Ruvi, augmented reality, kind of. Be Cool Simulator, we have Virtua Go. We have, well, Veloton's been mentioned. There's CV Arcade, depending on which way you want to go, gamification and realism. There's other things that make you ride bikes and move forward. There's quite a few out there. Atlanta, Georgia, Marcus. That's the home of Wahoo. And rain, lots of rain when I was there. All right, I'm going to call it a day now. I've got to run, 9:30 at night. Thanks everyone for dropping by. That was a bit of a random look at the new TT mode, which I was going to look at tomorrow and do a nice shiny video on, but hey, there we go. It was pretty cool to see that. Zeke Ryder, thanks for dropping in and showing us the TT mode in the start. Do appreciate that, and all your contributions to the Zwift community online. I see you around quite a bit. Everyone in the chat, again, appreciate all the questions, the comments, and most of all the support for the channel, because it keeps things ticking along. So have a great weekend, everyone. We've still got Sunday to go here, so I'm stoked. There is a national round of the cyclocross here in town. We'll be going out to have a look at that. Hopefully it's going to rain, because I'm not racing, I'm watching, and hopefully we see people dancing around in the mud, because it's all bikes. All right, stay cool, stay warm wherever you are. Heat wave in the US, in the Europe this week, and watch out for the podcast, which I've got to go and work on and finish so we can get uploaded with Ray. Have a good weekend, everyone. We'll see you very soon.